I've been with the Miami board for 11 years, and we're actually going to cover one of my personal favorite things to discuss. I'm a numbers guy. I love stats. I'm going to show you a lot of amazing stats reports, but more importantly, I'm going to tell you when we should use those, especially if we're working directly with buyers and sellers, and of course, how we can create a beautiful presence online on our social media as well. Before we jump into all of our systems that can allow us to create statistical reports, I want to make sure that I mention that we have on the main website, miamirealtors.com, a little section here that says news and stats. And if you go there, what you're going to be able to do is see from a over bird's eye view. I like to say it that way, an overall bird's eye view on how our markets are performing per county. But by the end of today's session, not only are you going to be able to see how we are performing from a county perspective, but I'm going to show you how you can lock in into your service areas being where you live, of course, and where you have buyers and sellers, so that you can see exactly how the real estate market is performing, not just from the macro, but all the way down to the micro. So again, where I'm at right now is the main website, miamirealtors.com, right here where we see stats. Okay. What I wanted to show you, if you don't know, we have a beautiful section here that says South Florida market stats. And we update this section each and every month, letting you know how we're doing compared to where we were about a year ago. And we provide these stats reports for all of the different counties that we service. And there is digital versions of these reports that you can put onto social media. But before we get there, let's just go over what we have immediate access to under the South Florida market stats section of the website. All right. So as of December of last year, for single family homes, which is going to be for this entire blue section, what it's doing is comparing how we did in December of 2025 compared to where we were roughly around December of 2024. What it does is it's going to tell us exactly the total amount of closed sales reported in the MLS for the entire area of Miami-Dade for single family homes. So here's some interesting news. For December, we're actually up 3.7%. We are looking at 860 closed sales compared to December 2024 at 829. And when it comes to single family homes, this is interesting to see. The amount of homes purchased in cash is 27.2%. We're down a little bit compared to the previous year, as we can see at 28.1%. So it does look like to me, this is how I perceptually see this information. We have a lot of single family home owners purchasing primarily using loans. We don't have that big of a cash market here in South Florida. We do have a quarter, little over a quarter, 27.2%, but a lot of them are directly using loans in order to purchase. Further down, we have the median sale price. If you don't know what median means, it means the price of properties in the middle of all of the markets. So we're not looking at the luxury end or the bottom end of the market. What I mean by bottom end of the market is your more cost-effective homes. It's letting us know in the middle of the market, we're currently performing at 660,000 based on the median sale prices of December compared to last year, down a little bit at 2.2% at 675,000. I also want to make sure I mention as I go through these reports, this is information that you can utilize and have language so that you look like the local expert in the areas that you service, which is the reason why I'm trying to convey it in that style. So all of this each and every month, and I'm not kidding, you can take this information quick, make a quick 30 to 60-second short on your Instagram or on your YouTube channels. All right, here's what's awesome about December compared to last year. Our sales dollar volume is up there, up 13.7% compared to last year. And the percentage of the original list price, how closely homeowners got to their original asking price in December, is at 95%, exactly the same way we were last year at 95%. So this is a great reminder. I just need to kind of repeat this a little bit. We want those homeowners to get their prices right. We want them to list it right somewhere at market value. It does look like they're conceding a little bit at 5% less than what they were originally asking. Okay, but that's remained steady since 2024. The median time to contract from as soon as it hits the MLS to going under contract has remained roughly around the same for single family homes, 45 days. We're up a little bit at 4.7%. As we can see, the median time to sales from contract to closing, we're looking at 85 days compared to last year in 2024 at 83. And the other thing I want to mention as we go through these reports, we're going to jump directly into Matrix so that we can show you all of your local markets. You can take exactly some of the demonstrations that I give you to go into your local markets so you can see exactly how you're doing there. Okay, so as I mentioned, again, this is more of a macro. This is how Miami-Dade County is performing. And as we go down the inventory, this is what's very, very important. We do see that for single-family homeowners, compared to 2024 in December, we did have an uptick of 12.1% in inventory. Homeowners are motivated to sell their property. We're not seeing a stagnation or a slowdown. We're looking at 5,251 for December compared to 2024 at 4,683, which gives us the months of supply, as we can see, at 6.2 compared to last 2024 at 5.2, giving us a little bit more inventory for a buyer to purchase. We've gone up 19.2%. All right, again, that's for single family homes. We can also, inside of this report, look specifically at how townhomes and condos are doing. Okay, for our RE2 properties in Matrix, which is again our townhomes and condos, December 2025, 1,009 sales. December, we're looking at 935 for 2024. We're actually up compared to a year ago. Percentage paid in cash is about the same. This is definitely looks like an investor market for townhomes and condos. 50% of those are coming from cash buyers. Further down, I also want to make sure I mention that we have the median sale price for condos and townhomes. The middle pricing there is 420,000, down 10,000 from last year at 430,000. The sales dollar volume. This is what we have to check with all of the assessments that are happening here. Dollar volume stronger than 2020. And here's what we're seeing with the asking prices specifically for townhomes and condos. They're having to concede a little bit. Homeowners are having to concede a little bit. It looks like they're having to concede about 7% of their original asking price for these condos and townhomes. They're getting a solid, though, 93%, 1% lower than 2024 at 94. But let's also check median time to contract, 72 days for condos and not to mention townhomes. And then the median time to sale is 109. So easiest way to take this information and potentially provide it to the customer is letting them know, hey, you're looking to purchase a condo townhome. Realistically, what we're looking at is taking this 72 days median time to contract and then adding that to the median time to sell. That's likely going to be how long it's going to take in order to purchase that condo and townhome. But I got to repeat, the data that we're looking here in this section, it is a combination of both townhomes and condos. My goal, once we're done with this report, we go into Matrix. I want you to be able to touch and find where you can look at each individual property type so you can see the exact time to contract. Okay, further down, we're actually up when it comes to inventory for condos and townhomes. December looking at 12,000 compared to 2024 December, 11,256. We're up 6.7%. Okay. And here's what we're also seeing. We're still going up in inventory. We do have a lot of condo owners selling their condo units, as we can see, and not to mention townhomes. We're currently looking at over a year of supply. We've crossed the threshold of a year. We're looking at 13.2 months of supply. We're up 18.9% from the previous year. Okay. Now, this is the data. If you want to potentially put this information into a Instagram post, right? Facebook post, if you come down on the page, there's a little button here that says market snapshot right there. What that's going to allow you to do is get printable versions or digital versions, and not to mention a video version of the same exact statistical data that I just mentioned. Okay, so we have right here the Miami market focus for December 2025. This is the video version of the same information that we went over. And then over here on the right, if you ever want to supply these reports directly to a customer, for example, via PDF or also directly as a JPEG file, you have two different options located right here. As you scroll down, on the left, you can download for Broward County the market focus for Broward, Palm Beach, and not to mention Martin County as well. There's a little button here where you see download Miami Market Focus video. That's if you want to download it directly to your computer and upload it to your Instagram or Facebook accounts as well. Okay, now I'm going to click on download JPEG. I'm going to go right here to the Miami-Dade Market Snapshot. And right here, you can download it, save it, and then share that on your social media handles. Okay, in a little bit, I am going to demonstrate how you can take a lot of these different reports and put those into your Instagram and your Facebook in just a little bit. But for my agents that don't necessarily work Miami-Dade, maybe you work Broward, Palm Beach, St. Lucie, Martin, I just want to repeat myself. We have all of the counties that we service, statistical data, most importantly, available here. Now, I'm not here to cover the next thing I want to mention, but I want to also remind everyone that we have under the global section, and we have a class where we discuss this, but I just want to share with you. Under global, we have an amazing report called the 2025 Profile of International Home Buyer Transactions that is located under the global section of the website. And go through it. If you want to know exactly the top countries purchasing here in South Florida, specifically in the Miami area, including their purchase power, the type of properties that they're interested in, and not to mention, as you go down, you can see how we're performing compared to previous years with foreign national buyers from each individual counties that we service. We also have great information. Just trying to find it as I go down. I'm almost there, almost there. Actually, let me just cut to the chase and find it for you. Uh, Tremendous, amazing information based on the percentage of foreign buyers that are purchasing based on individual types of visas as well. Just wanted to include that in today's session. You can find that by going to miamirealtors.com by going here under global. Okay. Now, there's a class where we break down global research and not to mention all of our global product and services. The name of that class is Unlocking Global. Okay. Just wanted to go over that. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to go back to the home page. And first, what I want to introduce you to is some amazing stats reports that are available in Matrix. We're going to go through Matrix. We're even going to look at a report that appraisers use as well. And then after that, we're going to go into RPR and we're going to go into Sun Stats, which is included through the Florida Realtors. And then we're going to look at an amazing marketing powerhouse product that we offer by the name of Agent 3000 as well. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to miamirealtors.com and then we're going to access the Miami Gateway. Now, first thing I want to show you inside of Matrix that you might not know about is as you're searching, maybe even running comps inside of Matrix, there's a little button that we don't always see as we get to our results page that will allow us to see average pricing for both active, under contract, and sold properties before we even get into launching that CMA. It's going to allow us to get a good understanding, a quick snapshot of a service area before we jump into creating that price opinion when we're working with our sellers or buyers. Okay, now what we're going to do is I'm going to come right up here in the top right corner of Matrix. I'm going to hover my mouse over the word search. And then where I'm going to go is right here where you see RE1, RE2 single family condo. I'm going to pretend in my mind that I have a buyer looking to purchase specifically in the Pembroke Pines area, single family home, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom property. What I want to do is get a quick snapshot. Maybe it's an area I don't service. Maybe it's an area that I want to study and start learning about. It's a great way to take advantage of the stats report that I'm about to show you. Okay, so what we're going to look at primarily is we're going to use active status for this stats report. I'm going to keep coming soon. We're going to keep active with contract for this. We're also going to pick up pending as well as closed sales. Now, we're going to go back a little bit. We're going to keep it at the default. We're going to go back 6 months for this. Again, active, coming soon, active with contract, closed, and pending. Okay, we're going to pretend we're working with a buyer. They want specifically a single family home. So we're going to put single family here, and then under the subtype, under type of property, I'm also going to click on single. All right. From there, I'm going to move over into the middle. We're going to look specifically in the zip code of 33029. We're going to hyper focus on just 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom property. Now, if I wanted to, I can just look at waterfront property if I needed to. If I wanted to look at statistical data on units that do include pools, I can continue to add as much content as I needed to dial in on the type of property that that potential seller or buyer wants me to focus on. For this very first demonstration, we're going to keep it nice and basic, just like this for now. All right, we're going to move over here into a field that I call a 4-in-1, where we have the ability to look up a property or properties rather within a subdivision. We can look up a property within a complex based on its subdivision name or development name or complex name, and also have the ability to pull properties based on their legal descriptions. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pretend we have a buyer. They're interested in units specifically in the Silver Lakes community. So I'm going to put an asterisk here. I'm going to put out Silver Lakes and then asterisk right after that. And then what that does, these asterisks before and after the name of the subdivision or complex, what it does is it works as a wildcard. So it scans all 4 of these fields in one. Okay, so it is letting me know we have 46 matches that are coming back. My buyer wants me to focus on 2-story property. So there is a field that we can add. We do discuss how to add fields specifically in the Matrix 201. So the field that we would want to add to conduct this research for that potential buyer that just wants me to focus on maybe a 2-story property is going to be a field rather by the name of design description. So we're going to go right here where we see design description. I'm going to click on 2-story so we can just hyper focus on those type of properties. Okay. Now from there, I'm going to go into results. All right. And I want to show you a button that you might not be aware of, located right here where you see stats. Now, stats is going to show up under the actions tray. What stats is going to let me do is do possibly 2 different things. Stats, charts. Charts puts me into the stats section of Matrix where I can run different types of reports. We're going to do that in just a moment. The tabular button, I click on tabular, that gives me a breakdown overall of how my different areas are doing. So based on the listings coming back in my search, it's giving me averages for all 6 active listings, averages for the properties coming back active with contract, and a breakdown of the properties that have sold, as well as what's under contract, and then a grand total located right here. Okay, but let's go up real quick. So for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom property, what we're finding here, the minimum price that we're coming back with in this market area is at 545,000. The highest price of units coming back within the statistical data that we have here is 949,900. An average of all 6 units coming back, we're looking at pricing at 719,633. We also get an average based on the list price per square foot as well. When we take all 6 and we look at the price of the unit in the middle, it's giving us a median price of 714,000. Here's what is amazing about this report. It also gives me the days on market for the cheapest property that we are coming back with. the property that is at the highest end of the pricing point, how long it's being on the market, and then an overall average on how this market's performing for all of the listings coming back that are still available. We get the same thing with the active with contract, same thing with the closed, as well as pending. But this is my favorite thing to go over. All encompasses all the above and gives us averages. Okay, so this is the fun part. We have under average for all units active under contract or closed, we're looking at 672,000 with a list price per square foot on average at $381.08, as we can see. And the sale price square footage, we're looking at, as we can see, a little bit less than the original asking at 381. We're looking at 355. Okay, but this is what I wanted to show you. Sale price to list price, as we can see, on average, we're looking at 1.02. Okay. Now, again, this shows up. I'm going to hit the back button. This shows up at the very bottom of your matrix. As you're running your searches, it's located right here under stats. Okay. What I just showed you is the tabular. But if you want to take the filters that we used under the criteria section, if I want to take all of that hard work and then take advantage of stats reports that are provided inside of the MLS, or maybe I want to create my own customized reports that are available in stats, I can go right here to charts. And then what that does is it takes all of what I typed in, the single family component of what I selected previously, bedrooms and bathrooms, the zip code, the subtype of the property, so I can quickly access the preset stats built in, or under customize, I can go ahead and create my own reports based on what I'm looking for. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're just going to use under property type. It did also select the condo, co-op, villa, townhouse option. We're just going to look at the single family. But whenever you're looking at a pick list like this, then you want to unselect something. If you have a Mac, you hold down Command on your keyboard. If you have a PC, you hold down Control. And then when you do that, if you accidentally, for example, it's giving me condo, co-op, villa, townhouse, but I want to unselect it. Once I hold down that control or command button and then I click, it removes that option. Okay, perfect. What we're going to do from here is I want to show you some amazing reports that we get automatically from the stats section of Matrix, but I also want you to feel comfortable going into the customize section so that you can create your very own reports and then save them so that you can provide those directly to your customers. But I did also promise you that I'm going to teach you when to use these reports and when they're the most beneficial when you're working with your customers. Okay, now we do a full breakdown of all these reports in the Matrix 301. I just want to show you the ones that bear the most fruit that you're going to use pretty much in the preliminary stages of all of your different transactions. So the first one we're going to click on and we're going to look at is ADOM versus list price median. Another thing I want to make sure I mention is you do have the ability over here where you see price. If you know relatively the asking price of your seller, you've done your research, you've gone into different websites, you've gone into RPR, you're doing what we're doing today, and you kind of have a feel for the price that your seller may sell their property or the average price that buyers are paying within that zip code. You can come here and price and then enter a price range. So you can get extra close and then just find average data for that price point. So I'm just going to come here real quick. We're going to hyper focus on units between 450 up to 650 just for this report. And then we're going to click right there where you see ADOM versus list price median. But I need us to understand what this means and why and when we would use this report. So ADOM is short for average days on market, but it's an average days on market for when the property goes under contract to when it's reported as sold in the MLS. So again, this one's going to be more for a contract to closing. In a little bit, we're going to go into the market reports. I want to show you the 1004 MC report that will allow us to get a even greater knowledge on days on market. Okay. Right here where we see list price median, again, that's going to give me pricing of units in the middle of this market area. Okay. So again, when would I use this? If I'm working with a buyer, it's incredible to let them know if when they submit their offer, it's going to give us a general feel on how long it's going to take for that unit to potentially close based on past deals. It's also great for a seller to expect when they might get an offer also. So we're going to go here, ADOM versus list price median. All right. And then in order to unlock this research, we're going to go right here where you see generate. Okay. But before we do that, if you're following along and you're looking at my screen and you're looking at this section here that says my presets, right here where it says my presets, um, these are individual reports that I've created and saved. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how you can create your very own reports in just a moment. Okay. And because we took all of this information from a matrix search, it added fields for us, as you can see, into the stats report to save us time. So it knows we're hyper focusing on two-story units. It's also looking at the following multi-status options that we selected, as well as the property type of single family. Okay, here's the thing though. Here's the thing though. I teach as a troubleshooter. I took all of this information directly from a matrix search into stats. This right here, where you see multi-status, this could very well break the report. So what we would want to do, because this came over, these reports, what they do is they go back multiple years. So if I turn these off, it's going to help the report run just a little bit smoother, a little bit smoother. Okay, so we're going to come up here. We're going to click on generate in order to unlock this amazing report. Okay, now here's the thing with the reports that we have in the MLS. Some of them go back 5 years, some of them go back 10 years. And our customer, they may want us to hyper focus on how our market is doing right now. Okay, so the green line that you see here, it's going back since 2021. It's giving me, based on what's been reported in the MLS, it's giving me a fluctuation of the days to sell. The blue line is going to be the fluctuation on list prices in this local market. Again, for single family homes that are 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, that are two-story property. Okay, but if I give this report to my customer, if I give this report to my customer, they might feel overwhelmed. They primarily only care about how our market is currently performing. So if you want to just show how, for example, we've been performing since the beginning of the year, or you want to make this report go back maybe 12 months, you go right here to where you see customize. Customize is where you have the ability under time frame to change how far back this report is going. Okay, so starting at the top, if we just wanted to show year to date, meaning just January, because we're still in the beginning of the year, it's just going to let us know how we've been performing since the beginning of the year. We can also look at from now going back 12 months, or you never know, this can happen. Buyers do ask this, how we were performing in previous years. As you can see, we have 2025 individually, 2024 all the way down to 2020, and it is letting me know with this check mark that it is automatically going back 5 years. We also have past 10 years, and if I only want to go back, just as an example, 6 months, I have a custom button. If I click on custom, custom will allow me to tell the system, hey, I only want to go back since June. I know, for just as an example, maybe this zip code had a huge amount of developers offload inventory where they're now available for sale. If I only want to go back since June of 2025 through December of not 2026, but rather December 2025, I can edit this report so that it gives me exactly what I want. Okay, what I'm going to do so we can see the latest and greatest details, we're going to go ahead and put January there of this year. So we go from January all the way back since June. Okay, from there, if I click on generate, this report is going to give me a breakdown based on the data that is available. It's going to give me the days to sell along with the list price median chart, as well as the individual data if it's available. Okay. Now, if you ever need to tweak your search, so for example, this price range doesn't make sense for a two-story property. So if you ever want to change the price range, you can go to search just like I did. You can remove the price just to get a good understanding of averages, right? Or if you know, for example, in the zip code of 33029, maybe, for example, maybe two-story properties are starting at 600,000 up to around 850. Again, if you go back to your search option here, it's going to allow you to tweak the data that you're doing inside of your search. I did that on purpose. I wanted you guys to know that you can go back into your criteria to update the data as you're searching. Okay. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to keep it at the 600 up to 860 for the price ranges. I click on generate. I go to data. That should give me finer points to work off of. Okay, so it's letting me know for units priced between 600,000 up to 860,000 September, the days to sell, what that again means from contract to closing 38 days with an average price of 647. It's letting me know in October, slower period, 191 days from contract to closing. Average price that month was 800,000. November, contract to closing, 71 days. Average price point there at 640. December, moved quicker. We're looking at, for again, properties, 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 2 story, single family homes priced between 600 up to 860,000. It is letting us know units were moving quick there in December. That's normal. We have a lot of cash buyers moving from out of state, out of country before the school year starts. We're looking at 630,000 as the median price. Okay. The other thing I want to make sure I mention, yes, under presets, we do have all of these reports that we automatically get, but also under customize, you have the ability under statistic and secondary statistic to tell this system what to look for outside of the automatically recommended preset stats. So if I'm working, just as an example, if I'm working with a buyer, right, and they want to get the price, right when it comes to an offer, or if I'm working with maybe a seller and they want to overprice their property, I have the ability to go into statistics, and then if I click on the drop box here, it's going to give me other statistical data that I can look up. Okay, so for example, we're going to pretend that we're working with a seller, just real quick. What I want to do is find the average original asking price, and then I want to find in this zip code how many listings on average are expiring within this price range. So again, statistic and secondary statistic is comparing two different sets of information. So we're going to go here under statistic. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this one to let's move here to list price. We're going to go ahead and go right here to list price average. But we also have a little bit above that. We have close price to list price ratios, close price to original price ratios if I wanted to do that. And I have a really cool one that you may not know about. Let me let that person into the room. It made the menu disappear there. Um, there's also CDOM, which a lot of agents don't know about that I want to make sure I explain. CDOM is short for cumulative days on the market. What that does is it shows me all properties inside of the metrics that I'm using. It gives me, as I call it, the true days on the market. What it does is it's going to take every single property that was listed, and if it was listed within 4 months of that listing, I get a true cumulative days on the market. I'm going to repeat that one more time. CDOM is a little more accurate than DOM. What it does is it takes properties that are listed in the MLS, and if it was listed before, within 4 months, I get a true cumulative days on market on how long properties have truly been listed. Okay. What we're going to do, as I mentioned, I primarily for this one, again, we're working with the seller. We're going to go to list price average right there. Again, the average asking price. And then as the secondary statistic, what I want to focus on is the amount of expired listings. Okay. All right. Now we're going to keep it with the smooth line, which is going to show me a fluctuation, but we can also line this up into columns, areas, and smooth areas. We can even group this data by month or by list price, primary year, and of course also by sale price. Okay. All right. Now we're going to keep it just on the month option so we can compare how many listings are expiring each month with, of course, average list prices. All right. From there, I'm going to click on generate. All right, excellent, excellent. And then what it's letting me know for September, because we're going back since June, it's letting me know the average asking price is 647,450. There was 3 expired listings. October original asking price 800,000 with 1 expired listing. November average asking was 661, 333, and we did have 2 expired listings that month. Okay, so if I'm working with my seller, what I would want to remind them, due to the fact that the amount of expired listings are low there, this is a great reminder to that homeowner that may want to overprice it, that we want to get that price right. We don't want to be necessarily one of these expired listings. But if I wanted to give this report potentially to that seller or buyer, we have the ability to export this exact same information into an Excel spreadsheet by clicking this button. Or if I want to include this chart right here, along with the data as a part of my uh, presentation, my marketing piece to try to get that exclusive right to sell agreement signed. There's a little print button located here in the bottom left. If I click on that print button, it gives me my linear chart, and I can go here to the very bottom where it says show tabular data. What that's going to allow me to do is incorporate this as a part of my presentation to get that listing agreement signed, where I can compare average pricing versus the amount of expired listings. Okay, guys, that's a drop in the pond of a lot of amazing reports that we get located here. Okay, now again, always make sure that you save your reports as you build them. We do a lot of work. We do a lot of hard work in order to create these reports. So it's always good to go here to save it. All right. So I'm going to save this. Again, this is contextual. It's based on an area that we're looking up. So I want to put 33029. All right. We're going to put average list price versus expired listings. All right. Now, if I wanted to, and I recommend this, I would put after the zip code a hyphen. I would put the bedrooms and bathrooms that I'm looking up. I would put the fact that this exact report's for 2-story properties. And then once I do that, I can save this report with a name in English as well as we can see. We can save this also in Espanol, as you can see. All right, now if I wanted to, if I want to save this as a preset, I can save it with the exact filters that I used under my initial search. And if I want this exact statistical report to be saved in my matrix dashboard, I can click on this button right here, show on homepage stats widget. I can click on save a copy. It now adds it as one of my presets located here. And if I click it, it'll add all of my filters I used. And then under the home page, I will now have a my stats section where I have that exact report that I can click on in my home dashboard and see the latest and greatest details. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to go back under stats. All right. And what we're going to do this time is I get this question all the time. Tyson, you just showed me how I can do this for sale property. Is there a way to do this maybe also for rentals? Can I try to get average pricing for rental units? Yes. I would always recommend right here where you see subdivision name to enter the name of maybe that condo building or apartment complex or that single family, the name of the single family community so you can dial it in. We're going to make this just a little bit basic. I want to show you how you can look up average rental pricing. Okay, excellent. So what we're going to go ahead and do is let's look at just for this, we'll look at 33131 as the zip code. We're going to go here under property type. We're going to move down and then I'm going to click on residential rental. All right. From there, I'm going to come over here to the right. I'm going to tell the system that I just want to look at one bedroom, one baths. All right. And then under type of property, so I just, for example, under the zip code, only focus on condos. I'm going to click on condo. All right. Excellent. Okay, now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to move over here to the right, and then you have a beautiful little button here that says historical, sales, price, trend. What that does is it's going to give me average, in this scenario, rented prices once I click on generate. Okay, if I go to data, it's going to give me each and every month how we're performing. But as I said, these reports, when we generate them, they do have a tendency of going sometimes 5 years back, sometimes 10 years back. If I go to customize, this is where I can tell the system I only, for example, care about how my market's performing for the past 12 months. So we're going to go ahead and click on past 12 months, click on generate. And for a one bedroom, one bathroom condo in the zip code of 33131, it's going to give me a steady price, as we can see. We can see the amount of inventory each month, August 279, September 294. You get the average rented price. Keyword there, sell price is rented. 3,402 for July, August 3,423. And I have to repeat myself. I said this in the beginning of today's class. These are amazing talking points. If this is your area of expertise, you have now officially unlocked a quick 30 to 60-second video on Instagram, or not to mention a Facebook. So I could say something like that, like this. Within the zip code of 33131, we currently are showing, as of December, 216 available rental units with an average price of 3,413. And as of January, we currently have 226 units still available with an average price this month at 3,257. All right. Okay. So again, under your criteria, if you need to unlock rental data, residential rental, just select your subtype of property. So if you're looking at just the aspect of condos or single family homes or townhomes, make sure to come down here under the type of property and select what you're looking for. The other thing I wanted to say is one more time, just to stress it, if you want to look at individual buildings like Icon Brickell as a point of reference, and you just want to look at that building, put it in, but just make sure you put asterisk, the name of the complex with an asterisk, just to dial in there. Okay. Now, what we're going to do next before we get out of Matrix, before we get out, we're going to clear.
Hi.
We're going to clear and start all over. If you guys do have questions, I love questions. I just need those in the chat. Reason being is this is being recorded and it's going to make it a lot easier for me to edit the video. Again, I encourage questions. Just put those in the chat if you guys would be so kind. All right. Okay. Now, next up, I want to show you my two other favorite reports that bear tremendous fruit. I want to show you one that we automatically get inside of presets where we see original price versus sold price. This is great when we're working not just with the seller, but it is tremendous when we're working with a buyer. Okay, so I'm going to kind of stick with the zip code that we were doing earlier. I'm going to come here, put 33029, property type single family. All right. We're going to look at just 3 bedrooms. Let's do 2 bathroom properties. We're going to go down to type of property, click on single. All right, perfect. And then for design description, this scenario, let's look at just 1 story property just to mix this up a little bit. Okay, excellent. So this right here will allow me to figure out possibly, and I'm not promising this, but it could give me insight on if there's wiggle room on a potential purchase offer. Now, besides searching by zip code, you can also search by city if you need to, subdivision, which is complex name. But if you also wanted to just dial in, maybe you know South Florida like the back of your hand, and you wanted to just select an area to hyper focus on. South Florida, as we all know, has different markets that are right next to each other. What you can do is click on map search. Okay, I'm going to demo that, but I'm going to go ahead and remove the zip code to demonstrate this. So I'm going to remove the zip code. I'm going to move up to the map search. All right. And I'm going to locate that area of importance that we're going to do the research for. I'm just waiting on it to update. There you go. It's getting there. It's getting there. All right. Okay. So I'm going to pretend that we're just primarily working with this area. I just want to pull up data here inside of this area. Now, if you want to draw and just get stats there, you have a drawing tool. You have a rectangle, radius, polygon, and you can also select a layer as a shape. Okay, for this demonstration, I'm going to use the easiest drawing tool that exists, which is the polygon. So I'm going to click on the polygon, and then I'm going to tell the system I only care about this aspect of that zip code. All right. When I do that, once I'm done drawing and I complete my drawing back to the original point, I can click on OK, and then that will just give me information on that micro market. Okay, so again, I love original price versus sold price, guys. I'm going to generate it because it's gonna compare original asking price in green versus blue, which is the overall average sale price. Data is where I just can get to the raw math. So if I look at October in this area, it's letting me know original asking price on average by sellers was 605. Buyers paid it a little bit less, on average at 586. November trending at 599. Buyers paid ultimately 579. So it does look like, at least so far from what I'm saying, there could be wiggle room. December, though, average original asking on average 680. Buyers paid less at 580. But January's not done. I know we're on the 29th, but agents, they do take a little bit, time to update their listings, but this is what we're trending at least as of January, as we can see. Great insight when I'm in that preliminary stages with my buyer when it comes to that asking price. Okay, before I keep going though, let me jump directly into chat. Lisa, yes, Lisa, this is recorded. And I will provide you guys a copy of this recording by tomorrow, likely in the afternoon, because I'm teaching all day, but I'll get you guys a copy. Don't worry. Okay. Groundbreaking. Again, the original price versus sold price. Before we move on, I just want to also show you guys the sale price by list price ratios. What this does is it's going to show me how closely homeowners and a percentage, how closely they're getting to their asking price. Great for sellers for this report. I'm going to click on generate. And right there, as of August, homeowners got 98% of asking in this area, September 94.7%, October 98.5, November 96%, December, as we can see, 97.7%. Okay. Again, please take advantage of these stats reports when you're working directly with your buyers or sellers. If you want a full breakdown on all of these individual reports, guys, we cover every single one of these in our Matrix 301 class. Just wanted to show you some of the amazing ones you guys get. And of course, under customize, if we click on advanced options, we can compare under statistic, we can compare a secondary statistic against each other. Okay, perfect. Next up is we're going to go into a section that you might not be familiar with, which is market reports. All right. What I'm here to show you is the market conditions 1004 MC report. But what is also here, if you did not know, is an agent production report. You have the ability under agent production report to run a production report on yourself and as well as any agents inside of the MLS, if you did not know. That's going to allow you to see how many active properties that they have, including yourself, not to mention sold. And when I say sold, I mean when you represented the seller, as well as also when you represented the buyer. Okay, excellent. Now, further down, what we are here to go over is a report by the name of the Market Conditions 1004 MC report that appraisers use. But it's also great when I'm creating a CMA. Why is it great when I'm creating a CMA? What this report does is it shows me how a market's performing as of today's date, going all the way back a year ago. So I want to repeat that. The market conditions report compares how we're doing right now, going all the way back a year ago. It also lets me know if there's been a change in the amount of homeowners listing their property, including letting me know if we're going into a completely different type of market. Why is that important? We create CMAs, which is short for comparative market analysis reports. That is our price opinion when we create a CMA directly for that buyer or seller, when we create that range of price recommendation. Okay, the reason why this report's awesome for agents is, as I mentioned, it goes back a year ago. So if I, for example, have a tough comp, I'm having a hard time finding recent sales. It's going to let me know if this area, if it's been more or less in the same type of market. I'm going to explain what I mean by that once we create it. Okay, so we're going to go under market conditions. We're going to use active, coming soon, active with contract, pending, closed, but you have to do one thing for closed. I mentioned this report goes back a year. So we want to go ahead and go here under closed and then put 0-365. Okay. Under property type, I'm going to click on single family for this. And then we're going to study 3-bedroom properties, 2-bathroom properties in that same exact zip code of 33029, just for this quick little demonstration. All right. Now, again, the only tricky thing that you need to remember to do is change the close date from 0-365. You want to add pending along with active with contract, incoming soon, and active status. Okay. Once you're done, you click on generate report, and then this unlocks a wealth of information when I'm working with my buyers or sellers. And I'm going to explain what that means. Okay, so let's make this nice and big so everyone can see it. I'm going to move my mouse over here to the right. And again, think of this as being 3 different time periods. So right here, we have the current 3 months, letting us know how we're doing right now as of January the 29th. And it's giving us a scope going back 90 days since October the 29th. It's also comparing from October the 28th through July the 29th and comparing July the 28th all the way back since January of last year. This is where I can try to figure out if there's a potential up and coming change in this market. So within the past 90 days, it's letting me know there has been a total of 29 sales. And as we can see, each month on average, there has been 9, almost 10 sales, 9.67. So absorption rate, if you don't know what that means, is we take the 29 right here, the 29 sales within the 3-month period, we divide by 3. That's going to give us an average amount of sales happening in that area each month. Now, we also have the total number of active listings, as we can see. We're looking at within this area 49. So when I take that 49 and then I divide by 9.67, I get my months of supply, letting me know that we're entering into a balanced market for this area at 5 months of supply. So this is where this report is awesome when I'm doing a CMA. If I'm rigid and I'm only finding 2 sales going back since October the 29th, right, in this area, if I go back from October the 28th through July the 29th, they were in a completely different market. This right here, 5 months, more entering into balanced market territory. I'm going to show you where you can understand your different types of markets in RPR in just a moment. Don't worry about that part. But it's letting me know if I do create a CMA, I want to stay looking for sales going back since the 29th of October. I don't want to necessarily go back since around midsummer through fall because they were in, as we can see, a different type of market. They had less inventory. We had about just under 3 months of supply at 2.4 months of supply. Okay, this is also another amazing aspect of this report. It's going to give me the median comparable sale price. So homeowners, buyers ultimately paid, I should say, in this area, 625,000. Average original asking price was 639. So I'm getting really close to figuring out that potential purchase offer. It does look like there's a little bit of some wiggle room there. Buyers paid 625. Ultimately, average asking was 639. So there's a little bit of some wiggle room. Okay, but this is also the other amazing aspect of this report. We have the median comparable sales days on the market. Okay. So that's the units that crossed the threshold of being sold. 61 days on the market for the units that did sell. We also have the median comparable listings days on the market at 59 days. Okay. Further down, we also get a breakdown of the median sale price by list price ratios. Homeowners within this report, they are getting a 100% of asking. That's if they change their price. Just want to repeat that. This metric, median sale price by list price ratios, this incorporates the final asking price. So if the homeowner told the listing agent to lower their price, this is going to give me their final asking price in comparison to what the buyer paid. I just need to express that. The reason why I say that is in the previous report under stats, the one that we did just a little bit ago, which is the sale price by list price ratios. That one, that one is again a little bit different. That one's a little bit different. That's based on again their original price. This one takes into consideration if they had any kind of price modifications. I just like to speak to the data so we understand what we're looking at. All right. Okay. Excellent. So, guys, please take advantage of the market reports. The 1004MC report is going to help you understand a market, the expectation of how long it might take for a property to sell, but it's also beneficial when you create your CMAs. All right, guys, we're going to keep going. Where I'm going to go next is we're going to go into the gateway and then we're going to go specifically into the RPR system. Okay, but don't do what I'm doing. Don't do this. When you're looking for a service you need, don't do this. You're going to get lost. I've been here 11 years and we have so many amazing product and services. If you know what you're looking for, you have a little magnifying glass over here in the top left corner that you can click. And if you know the name of the service, just type it in, click on apply. And here's the beautiful part. It's just going to show you that service under your Miami services single sign-on so that you can quickly find it and not get lost in the mirage. I also covered this morning, but I want to repeat it again. As you use services, there's a lot of commonly used services that we jump into on a daily basis: Matrix, Form Simplicity, RPR. Make sure to click this little star. What that does is it adds your product and services that you use most frequently as favorited product and services. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and jump directly into RPR. And then what we're going to do now is I want to first show you, before we go into the market trends, I want to first show you something that you may not know about, where you can look up and find areas that are going up in value and where you can find areas potentially going uh, down in value. Okay, so we're going to make sure for this report that we switch our dial. We're not going to use it for commercial. We're going to use this specifically for residential. Okay, right here we have an amazing button that does a lot of things. And if you want to break down on all of these different reports located here, we have a class. It's called RPR Residential. What I'm here to do today is to show you the stats reports. Okay, so we're going to go to research. And first, what I wanted to show you before we go here, I wanted to show you some amazing things under the neighborhood search. We're going to click on neighborhood search. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to look, and you guys can give me a zip code if you want in the chat. You're more than welcome. Um, let's look at, let's say, oh, somebody was quick with that one. Oh, I like it. Okay. So I'll use first 33056. But what I want to make sure you guys know, you can use zip codes, but you can also look at how cities are doing. And not to mention, you could look at how individual condo buildings are doing or individual neighborhoods. I'm going to teach you how you can look at your zip codes from the macro perspective, or if you want to look at individual neighborhoods, how you can dial that in. Okay, so we're going to use Lisa's first. I'm going to come here. Let's put 33056 under the neighborhood search, specifically in the Miami Gardens area. All right. And this is what I want to explain very, very slowly. This filter is contextual. And what I mean by contextual is it depends on what you're putting here on the left. So if I put, for example, zip code 33056 and I use exact, it's going to let me know how that individual zip code's performing. It's only going to give me how that zip code's doing. But if I click on within, I can jump into this zip code and look at individual communities and how they're doing. So again, exact is macro. Within is micro, where I get into that area. And then nearby lets me know how the zip codes above or below or left or right of the zip code, how they're doing. Okay. So in other words, if I come over here under neighborhood search and I remove Miami Gardens and I put Miami-Dade County, I use within, it lets me know how my cities or zip codes are doing. It just depends on how you define that here on the left. Okay. For this demonstration, we'll use within. We're going to keep it with the 33056. All right. And then right here where you see median estimated value, this is where an agent that wants to focus on specific pricing can. For example, if I want to just look at homes at the price of 500,000, I can. If I'm a luxury agent and I just want to hyper focus on luxury to ultra luxury, I can look at just individual prices. For this quick demonstration, we're just going to keep it with any. And then we're going to come over here to this section where you see minimum 12-month change. We're going to leave it as any, but I'm going to explain what these other options are later. Let's keep it just as any for now. And then click on question mark. Okay, excellent. So from there, what it does is it's giving me, as I mentioned, individual areas inside of Miami Gardens. It's letting me know how Bell Gardens is doing first. It's letting me know that the estimated home value in that area is 561,270. It's letting me know that it's gone up by almost 2%. It's giving me the amount of homes in that neighborhood. And if I ever wanted to, if I have a buyer that wants me to search for listings in that area, I can. But here's something I got to tell you. We're unlocking even more stats reports or YouTube shorts, Facebook shorts, Instagram shorts with this data. I have to stress this. So if this is your local area, this is great data to create that short on Instagram. Okay. So I can also look at Bonnie Breyer Estates in Miami Gardens, giving me their estimated home value, if they've appreciated in value, the amount of units inside of that area that's for sale, median price, the median days on the market for that neighborhood, and also the amount of homes that are available there. What I mean by available is how many homes exist in that neighborhood. Okay, so let's come up here real quick. Any means that I want to find areas that are going up or down in value. Okay, but if I click on any, there's other options that I wanted to show you. Okay, so next one that I want to show you is less than minus 10%. So if I want to track areas, that have gone down by 10% or more in value, I can click on less than minus 10%. If I want to locate areas that have gone down by 5%, a minimum of 5%, but no more than 10%, I have this option. If I want to look at areas that have remained the same but have maybe conceded in value by no more than 5%, I have this amazing option. If I want to find areas that have been consistently the same that have not changed in value, it's meaning a stable market for that potential buyer or seller, I have 0%. If I want to find areas that have gone up in percent, I also have these other options located here. Oh yeah, Lisa, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take medium zip code for this one because this is going to be fun for this zip code. We're going to put 33133 and then I'm going to track, let me go ahead and click on it. We're going to track the areas that have gone down by a minimum of 10% or more under this zip code, just for this quick little demonstration. Let's see if there's areas, which there's going to be under the zip code, if there's any individual condos or communities, single family home areas that have gone down by a minimum of 10%. Okay, we are seeing that in the zip code of 33131. We have Citrus Park, south in Miami, Florida. The average estimated home value there inside of that area is 869,000. They have gone down by 15.63%. We also have Douglas Circle. Average pricing there is 2 million. They have also gone down by 15.38%. Edwardton, and if I'm not saying that right, I apologize. Average estimated home value there is almost 3.5 at 3.48. They've also gone down by negative 18%. So I like this. I like this to find stable markets, areas that have gone up in value. And if I'm working with an investor and I want to find areas that are going down in value, and what I mean by down in value is to potentially find, deals, things like that. This is a fantastic option. Maybe finding fixer uppers or again areas that have just simply gone down in value. I like that. Again, where was this one more time? Research rather, research. And then you go right here where you see the neighborhood search. Okay, we're going to keep going. Next up, we're going to jump directly into the residential market trends reports that are provided in RPR. What this does is if I want to figure out how many units are going under contract, kind of like Matrix, if I want to understand the months of inventory, or if I'm shy, and I say this nicely, some of us when we start recording, and I have my days when this happens to me, if you have a hard time speaking confidently in front of a camera, right? To record yourself on social media, the research section, the residential market trends will literally give you a script and even now a video based on how your areas are performing that you could put onto social media, or it can give you a script so that you can put that into an app so it looks like you're not reading off a script. I'm going to explain what I mean by that once we do it. If I have anyone else that wants to give me a zip code, you're more than welcome to give me another zip code in the chat. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep using that 33129 area just as a demonstration. All right. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do 33129 just to pull this up real quick. All right. Perfect. Now, when you load the report, I have to keep stressing this about RPR. You could look up how the entire county is doing, how individual cities are doing, or zip codes, or all the way down to individual condo buildings or neighborhoods. So you can get as close as you want as long as RPR has data for that area. Okay, but here's what I need to explain before we break down the report that we get. The property type that we see here on the right, it's giving us the data for all residential properties. Right here, single family plus condo, townhome, and apartments, it's letting us know how all residential units are doing. If I want to hyper focus on just one type of property in that zip code or area, I can. So because I updated this to single family, it's letting me know for the zip code of 33129, it's letting me know that they're in a balanced market, potentially moving into with enough supply into a buyer's market. They're currently reflecting 6.63 months of supply, meaning it would take little under 7 months for the current amount of units for sale to be sold. It will also give me the sold to list price ratios, letting me know sellers are getting 95.4% of asking, the median days in RPR. This is a fast moving market, strangely enough. 13, at least this month right now. Uh, we're trending in January at 13 days. We're down 85.39% from December, which is normal. December things do slow down a little bit sometimes. And then it's going to give us the median sold price of 1.7, as we can see. Okay. Now, besides this report, you also have other amazing reports further down, which are customizable by property type. It's going to let me know how we've been performing. So it's letting me know for December. It's letting me know the estimated home value if we're experiencing a price change month over month, as well as going back a full year if this area is appreciated or depreciated in value. We can also compare this year, comparing all the way back since 2008, as we can see. We can hyper focus on new listings, including the median price per square foot. Same thing for active units, pending units under contract with the total amount of units. As we go down, sold listings in that area and a breakdown of the months of supply. Again, letting me know if there is a potential change in this local market. All means it's going back since, at least for this one, since 2020, going back 5 years. If I click on 3 years, it will just show me how we're doing as of right now, going all the way back since September. All of these are shareable. You do have the ability to download each and every one of these reports. You can actually put them into your Facebook channel, X, which is formerly known as Twitter, LinkedIn, or if I want to download this and maybe put this on a different social media or maybe into an email blast campaign, I have the more button where I can download this as a JPEG or ping or copy it and then paste it directly into an email. Okay, but let's go back up real quick. This is the report that everyone loves to look at each and every month. If you want to share this one, there's also the share button, does the same thing, where we could share just this key report directly into social media. Okay, but as I said, if you don't feel confident, if you start recording yourself and you just draw blanks, there's days I have that where that happens, or I stutter, right? And you want to sound confident. Maybe you're a brand new agent and you want to begin creating videos on your social media handles, right? There's a beautiful little button here that says create script. Okay, this create script button can do a lot of different things. What I mean by that is we have up to 6 different reports that we have access to. But before we create that report, it's always good to know the type of market that they're experiencing there. So this one's a little bit of a balanced market. We're bordering buyer's market, but if I wanted to create a post on social media to encourage buyers or sellers, I have an audience option here for that social media post. There's buyers, first time home buyers, move up buyers, buyers and sellers, luxury home sellers, downsizing sellers. If you work directly with investors, we could also create any of this analysis for distressed buyers. Distressed meaning, and I say this respectfully, homeowners that are behind on their mortgage payments, and of course, probate scenarios, and just a general response to encourage investors to purchase maybe in this area. Now, we always want to make sure we select the appropriate tone. Professional, this option right here, professional works great for the market trends article. I'm going to show you what that looks like in a moment. There's also conversational. Conversational is great as well for the video script right there. If I want to record myself, friendly also. And if I lack confidence, I can have it create a script where I sound, confident using a little bit of some power words. Encouraging. There's also warm and reassuring. And then, of course, direct and bold. It just depends on the type of potential customer or where we're posting it. Okay, direct and bold is great. I would say is great for a client email right there, or maybe a PowerPoint presentation. But again, if I'm creating this script specifically for social media, I like friendly or conversational. Okay, so we're going to go to select tone, conversational, select audience. We're going to go ahead and say, because it's a balanced market, I want to create a video script to encourage buyers and sellers on my social media. So we're going to go right here, video script. I'm going to click on generate content. All right. And you can go into your phone. It's not for free, but there's apps that you can use like teleprompter. And what it does is once it creates the script that I'm about to show you, you can copy it and then paste that directly into the teleprompter app. And the beautiful thing is it doesn't look like you're reading off a script. And if you draw blanks on how you should record yourself, what I love about this thing is it's going to inspire you and give you some ideas. So scene one, it's telling us the AI system is saying, hey, Tyson or Samuel. Samuel's my first name. Um, you should create the very first scene of yourself at a Miami skyline, a sunny Miami skyline with palm trees swaying gently in the breeze. The camera zooms in, meaning you might need a colleague there to help you on a welcoming office setting where Samuel Haynes sits with a friendly smile. Now, this is AI. What I mean by that is it's for free. And if you don't like the very first thing that it creates for you, you can generate another script. But it gives you talking points, as I said. Hello there. I'm Samuel Haynes, your dedicated realtor here in the heart of Miami 33129. Whether you're thinking about buying or selling or doing both simultaneously, that one's interesting. I'm here to guide you through the current market dynamics as of December 2025. Let's dive into the numbers and what they mean for your unique journey. It's then going to help you use, for example, video software like Canva or CapCut. And then what you can do is add in that CapCut video, you can add a graphic, which is back here, where it's displaying the highlight transition to the split screen showing a couple looking at houses and another couple reviewing a selling contract. That's optional. You can also just go to the graphic that we have back here. And then again, it gives you amazing talking points so you look like the local expert in your area, as you guys can see. Okay. All right. Let's go out. Again, that's under the one more time research, residential market trends. If you do want to record yourself speaking, there's the video script, or if you want the quick and easy option where you could create a video that you could put onto your social media, there's social video. You just have to you just have to select the template that you want to use. There's three different options. My personal favorite, they're all great, but my personal favorite is this one. How's the market? And then once you select the template that you want to use, you just simply click on generate video. And then it will create a video, quick video that you could post onto social media. The only thing I would tell you to do is just record yourself in the beginning and end. Just create an intro and outro. I wouldn't just post this. I would put a little intro outro where I'm recording myself. All right. And again, all for free, included within your member benefits. Only thing you want to make sure you do is add your photo and your information there in the top. And it hyper focuses on that area along with your branding. Mentions all of what we discussed, the average pricing there, the sold to list price ratios, how long it's taking for units to go under contract, and of course, with your information. You can download the video right here. And if you want to create a QR code, there's also a QR code button. The download means that you're going to download the video into your phone or directly into your computer. You're going to need to go into Instagram and then upload it right there, guys. Okay. All right. All right. So again, please take advantage under research, both the residential market trends and not to mention the neighborhood search when it comes to stats within RPR. Okay. We're going to keep going. We're getting close to the end. There's just a couple of more things that I wanted to show you guys. Let's just recap real quick. We did a lot of matrix stats. We also went through the 1004 MC report, showed you all of the amazing statistical reports that you have access to in RPR. What's next that I wanted to show you guys is a part of your member benefits through the Florida Realtors. There's another amazing social media option to create posts called Sun Stats. Sun Stats. Okay, so I'm going to go here under the magnifying glass. I'm just going to put in Sun Stats here so that we can access Sun Stats. Okay, Sun Stats does two different things. It's very similar to Matrix in that you can create a chart, but it also will allow you to create an infographic that you can put onto social media. Before we start creating content inside of SunStats, you first want to visit the button here on the right where you see settings so that you add your service areas and not to mention your photo and your contact information. We're going to come back here under settings. I'm going to go back to my dashboard just real quick under SunStats. All right. Just like Matrix and just like RPR, SunStats will allow you to immediately pull up statistical reports on the areas that you service. You can even jump through all of the different areas that you service, and you can even hyper focus on individual property types. Okay, so I wanted to give you this visual first. In order to set up your service areas, you go to settings, and then right here where you see geographic areas, you can enter the cities and zip codes that you operate in. Okay, so that's not going to let me do Brickle. You would need to put, for example, the individual zip codes like so, or city names. And that's going to allow you as soon as you go into your dashboard or when you start creating charts or infographics, you're going to be able to immediately access your service areas and skip a step. The other thing you want to make sure that you do is fill out your contact information because it's going to show up at the very bottom of any report that you create, including your cell phone number, email address, your agent photo, and if you do have a logo, be sure to incorporate that there. Make sure once you're done to click on the save button to lock that in. Okay, what we're going to go through first is the infographic creator right here where you see infographic. And I'm a data guy, so I need to explain something so you understand the nuances, the differences between all of these different stats products, I should say. Okay, so RPR and SunStats, what they typically do is they give us stats on how the previous month was performing. Matrix is live. So Matrix, under the stats reports that we were looking at in the Market 1004 MC report, it gave us data based on how we're doing right now. Okay, just needed to stress that so we know a little bit of some of the differences here. So it is giving us the ability to just look at the previous month. So we have December here. And if you want to customize this, you have a couple of different options as far as your layout. There's a landscape option. And for Instagram, there's also the square option. I'm just going to apply that real quick. And that looks amazing on Instagram. Okay, now the other thing I want to make sure I mention is you can create reports immediately for the areas that you've added under your settings. And on the go, if you ever want to add more areas to create within the snapshot, right here is where you go to add maybe a different area than your areas that you've already applied in the settings. Once you select the layout, for example, I'm going to use the square option. You can hyper focus on just one type of property in the area that you're creating the report for. If you want, you also have dual properties where you can get data combining single families and townhomes. Okay. If you just want to focus on just, again, one aspect, just maybe condos, maybe just single family homes, go to one property type. And then under the property type is where you select individual styles of property. Okay, let me jump into chat real quick. Lisa, when is the previous month data provided? Typically either the first week or the second week of that up and coming month. That's a good question. Medium, so am I correctly understanding that since that only allows reports for previous? Correct. That's correct, Medium. So they give us the previous month as to where Matrix is live. We can pull reports as we're how we're doing right now is the easiest way to put it. They're all amazing. I just need to make sure I mention just a little bit of some of the differences in the data. Okay. So for this one, we're looking. I'm going to create this report for Doral. So under property type, we're just going to look at the single family homes for this one. And this is a good little flow that I like to use. You guys are more than welcome to use it. I'm going to show you how to plug this in. I just like the first one to show the amount of closed sales for that zip code, the median sell price, the amount of listings still available, the overall sales volume in that area in that month, the amount of new listings that hit the MLS during that month, and the amount of units that month that also went under contract. You have the ability to select up to 6 different things you want inside of this infographic. Now, metric one, right here, metric one deals directly with the first square. Metric two deals with the following square, as you can see. So this is the layout that if you want to use it, you're more than welcome to use it. I am going to go ahead and screen capture real quick. I'm going to put this in the chat so everyone can grab this real quick. If you want to use mine, the frequency that I'm using as far as the reports. All right, bear with me a moment. Let me go. Wait, didn't mean to click that. Whoops. I clicked on the wrong thing. There you go. All right, bear with me a moment. There you go. I'll put that in the chat so everyone has it. You're more than welcome to use my flow. All right. But again, I put under the first metric, close sale, second metric, median sale price, third metric, active inventory, fourth, dollar volume, number five, new listings, and the number six, I did put new pending sales as well. Okay, I think I missed a question. Let me just jump into chat. Yeah, no, I already answered. I'm sorry. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Okay. So again, here's what's amazing about the infographic is you can create this report monthly into your Facebook or Instagram. You also have the ability to look at how the year's been performing since the beginning of the year. Or if you want, so that you're maybe not posting this every single month, you could also create this exact same report quarterly, as well as creating this annually as well. Monthly means I get to post this each and every month based on how my area is performing. Okay, but we're not done yet. Let's keep going. Branding. If I want my photo and my logo and my contact information to show up, I click on include branding. If I don't want my information to show up, I click on no branding. Okay, but this is where I'm going to go into advanced options. I need to make sure you guys understand what advanced options is. Okay, so under sale type, it's incorporating within the average pricing, within all of the stats that it's coming back with. It's incorporating all properties. Traditional sales, meaning buyer did not know the seller, seller did not know the buyer. It's also including foreclosure sales as well as short sales inside of these metrics. But if I wanted to just focus on traditional sales, again, buyer did not know the seller, seller did not know the buyer, and it wasn't a distressed property, I can click on apply and it will just give me average pricing on those type of sales. Okay. But this option right here, all sale types, allows you in your report to focus on specific type of pricing in that report. What do I mean by that? Miami Beach, Brickell, different areas have different pricing. So if I'm an agent that does maybe luxury and I just want to create this report for luxury sales, only under sale type, only using all sale types will allow me to hyper focus the report on a price range. As you see, it removes the option to just keep traditional foreclosure or short sale. I teach as a troubleshooter. I just like to mention that little detail there. All right. Uh, Lisa, that's a good question. No, you'll need to so her question, if you guys didn't see it, can this be synced into Facebook? No. I wish I'll recommend that to Sunstats, but what we're going to need to do each and every month is to download these reports and then upload them manually. Good question. We have our sharing options located here, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. If I want to email it directly from this system, I have that. If I want to download it, put it directly into Instagram or Facebook, I can do so, as you can see. it downloads it directly to my computer, where if I want to create the post and then add that directly to Instagram just as a point of reference, I can go directly into my downloads, open it, preview it. I can make any adjustments on coloring a little bit using some of the different options. Again, this is the desktop version. I know we have a lot more options on the mobile device version. I can create a little response located here as I post it onto social media. So I'm just going to put something like, um, and we're focusing on single family homes. Latest report for December. And then from there, I'm just going to put a hyphen, single family homes. Report includes a breakdown on for closed sales. Again, we could even take the script writer that we report we got from RPR, median sale price, active inventory, and units under contract. Okay. Boom. Whoops. There you go. And then I can immediately post that each and every month directly into my social media channels, just like so. All right. So again, under the SunStats option, guys, this is the infographic creator. Chart builder, that is just like Matrix in that I can create reports using very specific metrics. If I want to create a report for the amount of active inventory for any of the areas that I service, I can look at active inventory, average sale price, cash sales, cash sales as a percentage of closed sales overall within a given area. I have that. It's closed sales dollar volume, median percentage of original list price, just like in Matrix, median sell price, median time to contract, median time to sell, months supply of inventory, new listings. This gives me more of that Matrix infographic, not infographic, rather stats chart that I can put into social media, or I can easily give this directly to my customer as a part of my buyer or seller presentation. Here's the thing though, under report period, you can have it or break down how your area is performing month over month or by quarter, or you can compare each year. Now, I'm going to demonstrate for this the month part. Just like in Matrix, I can tell this system to only give me data, for example, from July through December of last year, or I think it might get me through January. It does. Or no, through last year. I'm sorry. It doesn't give me through 2026. I'm sorry. December, right? And if I want to demonstrate if there's been, just like in our Miami Realtor stats page, if I want to compare how we're doing this year versus last year, I can do a display as year percentage if there's been any changes. And then I can also include a zero line, which is going to, zero line is right here on the vertical axis as it goes up on the chart. Okay. Advanced options, we covered this earlier. This is where I can enter very specific price points in the data that I'm looking up. Again, I only have the ability to filter by price range if I'm looking at all sales types. Okay. Once we're done, once we set up the report, I just simply click on apply, and just like the matrix system, I can get a breakdown of the active inventory. And in my local market, if that inventory's gone up compared to last year in regards to percentages, as we can see. So for example, September, for active inventory, specifically for the Doral area, 118 listings for September. That area has gone up by 16.8% for the amount of listings. August, 111. Compared to last year, we are down 1.8% when it comes to inventory. Great information for me to work off of, but also great data for reports that I can put into Instagram or social media. This report will also, though, just like in Matrix, allow you to download this information into an Excel spreadsheet. All right, guys. So again, the name of this service in your gateway is by the name of SunStats. Before I let you go, there's just one more, and thank you so much for your patience, guys. There's one more service that I wanted to show you just real quick. Agent 3000. Agent 3000 is a marketing powerhouse. We do have two classes that teaches you, and yes, we need two classes that teaches you how to use Agent 3000 so you can take advantage of all of the free marketing, including buyer brokerage. No, not buyer brokerage. I meant to say, I'm sorry. Buyer presentations, seller presentations, first-time home buyer presentations, open house sign-in sheets, great recommendations for marketing for your seller to make sure that their home is ready for showings. And not to mention a digital open house registration form that you can share or even have open on a tablet. Another really cool thing that Agent 3000 can do for you is help you advertise another agent's listing using a call to action that you could put on the social media. And if anyone clicks on that advertisement, they fill out their contact information, it can turn into a lead. What I'm going to show you though under Agent 3000 is some amazing stats reports that are located inside of this platform. So I'm going to go into Agent 3000. All right. And then where we're going to go is I'm going to go right here under the brand and market. If you've never used Agent 3000 before, though, kind of like what I've established in every one of these programs, you first want to add your photo and your information. So there's a little settings button right here. The little cogwheel is going to let you put in all of your contact information, email address, and website. That way, once you save your account and you start generating content in this thing, your information is going to show up. So it does look like you generated this information. Okay, what I'm going to show you guys is located here. We're going to go ahead and go into we'll get here. Let's go to the year over year market snapshot video. All right, this one's a little bit like what we saw in the RPR, where we can create a video that we can post into social media. I can select the area that I want to create the report for, either a city or a zip code, or if I want to create one for a county, I can. What this does, again, YOY means year over year. It compares this year to last year. Another alternative way to create social media engagement. I can select a property type. I can select my preferred color. If I want audio in the video, I can select audio as well. It will even let you preview the audio. And then once you're ready, once you select the area, you just simply click on create video. And then that's going to create the video so that you can share the video as a link or download it so you can upload it into your social media. Okay, now it does take about 3 to 4 minutes to generate the video. So I'm just going to show you one that I did back in October. Here, let me just move that over, open this up. All right, again, we're shopping today. What I mean by shopping is I want you to look at all of the different visual options so that you come up with the one you want to use. Again, compares this year to last year's closed sales, median list price compared to last year to the previous year. All right. So again, that is located here under the Brandon Market, the YOY snapshot video. All right, let me just move this down, close the video. All right, and the other thing that I wanted to show you guys that's located here. We're going to get to the branded infographic shortly, I promise. But this is also another amazing option for social media. The market trends graphs. Market trends graphs. Okay. You have the ability to select different types of stats reports located here under choose chart type. You have the ability to compare total listings sold versus same agent listed and sold. All right. You can compare the days on market for the past 12 months from the previous 12 months, meaning this year compared to last year, the number of units listed versus sold within the past 12 months. This one I'm going to show you, it's my personal favorite, the top 20 selling communities within the past 12 months. And then we have median home size, past 12 months versus previous 12 months. Again, that's going to look at the size of the properties, median sold price, past 12 months versus a year ago, comparing sold price to median, homes with garages or no garages, pools or properties with no pools, golf courses versus properties with no golf course. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and select just for this quick demonstration. Let's do top 20 selling communities. Again, this is the market trends graph. And then we're going to put in, I keep doing Doral, so let's mix this up. Let's do Miami Beach just to mix this up a little bit. All right. I'm going to click on it. And then under choose property type, let's look for this one. Let's mix it up and look at condos. Okay. So again, I'm going to show you the top individual communities within the past 12 months for condos that are selling in Miami Beach. We're going to use the bar graph, but there's also a line graph. And you also have the ability to select the background image, as you can see. And you also alternatively can upload the background image if you have a background image inside of your computer that you want to use. All right, let me just jump here real quick and just show you through your computer how you can upload stuff. Just bear with me a moment. Trying to find my files. Now, hold on. Almost there. Okay, here you go. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and use that one. There you go. Upload it. Oh, it was in a JPEG. Whoops, I clicked on the wrong one. It's a web file. Let's do. Again, thank you guys for your patience. I promise I'm going to find a good one. I think I might be in the wrong folder, but that's all right. I'm going to go ahead and use that one just to upload it. All right. I'm going to select it. Okay. Opacity will create an overlay so that the text shows up good or easier, rather. You can make sure your photo shows up, logo. You can even add a QR code in that infographic if you print it out. And you can select your preferred background color, white, black, or transparent. You just simply create the image. And then, for example, this is going to show me the top selling condos in the Miami Beach area. It's just going to take a little bit, a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds. And as we wait, let me jump into chat. This can, oh, I already answered that. Sorry. Okay. Boom. And then right here, I have this beautiful infographic and my customized photo that I added in the background, along with my contact information at the bottom. And then it's going to give me those top selling condos. So it looks like the Deco Plage is there, Flamingo Point, Mirador is there, 1000 condo, Mirador 1200, Trenton. As we can see, we have all of that information. Now, I can post this, or this is amazing information for me to put into social media. All right, perfect. So again, one more time, this is under the brand and market. It's included as your member benefit, the market trends graph. Okay, last but not least is the year over year market snapshot video. I'm sorry. Forgive me, guys. I meant to say the branded infographics. I'm sorry. Sorry. We're going to go to branded infographics, but I need to explain what this is. So earlier we were in SunStats. Earlier we were in SunStats inside of the infographic. Okay. This will give me as of December. What's really cool about the branded infographic inside of Agent 3000, again, just to touch base on data, because I'm a data guy. This will give you how exactly your market is performing under the monthly market snapshot right here, monthly market snapshot. This will give me how my area is performing right now. So let's just put in Doral, monthly market snapshot. We're going to look at single family homes. And if I want to put my website there, I can. Okay. So the one that I meant to show you, and forgive me, guys, the one that I'm here to show you is this one, the monthly market snapshot. This one, this one, this one, this one. This is this part of the stats class. Um, Once you select your area, here's what's cool about this version of the infographic in Agent 3000. It gives me right now. January the 28th through December the 30th. But if I want to just like in SunStats, look at the previous month, I can. Okay. But this gives me, as of right now, if I want the latest and greatest data and details. The only difference is SunStats will allow me to go in and customize the report and pick and choose what I want. This one, what it does is I'm given amazing options, but I cannot customize it. I get the closed sales, the amount of new listings, the months of inventory for that area, the median sold price, the median active price, and then the median days on market. But again, the difference between the reports, this one in Agent 3000 gives me as of right now through December or the previous month. SunStats just gives me last month, but I have metrics up to 6 that I can customize and create. I just like to go over the differences so you guys know and how to maximize each one of these different product and services, guys. All right. Forgive me, Lisa. I meant to do the enable option on the audio. I forgot to do that, but yes, you can preview the audio there before you generate the video. All right, guys, I do want to thank you so much for your time today. Let's just recap real quick before I let you guys go. We did a deep dive on matrix stats. You do want to take advantage of that stat button as you're searching in the MLS. And then when you get into the stats report, make sure that you customize your reports, take advantage of that original price versus sold price so you can see how closely homeowners are getting to their asking price. And of course, if there's potential wiggle room, please take advantage also of that 1004 MC report so you dial in on the days it might take for that property to sell. And also take advantage of that 1004 MC report so you know how far back in time you can go in order to create a CMA. We also did a deep dive on research using neighborhood searches and RPR. We looked at all of the different market trends reports that are available in RPR, SunStats, and of course, also Agent 3000, guys. Okay, that is it for me. But if you have some time and you're thinking about commercial, tomorrow in person at our HQ office, if you want to meet me in person, I am having our commercial MLS 101 and our commercial MLS 201. On Zoom on Monday, I will be doing the commercial RPR class again. I look forward to seeing you guys there. And one more time before I let you go, just in case you didn't get it, I'm going to give you guys my link tree. I'm going to put this in the chat. My contact information is there, but there's a wealth of different resources that I've created for you during my time with the board. Please take advantage of these, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you so much, Miriam, and you guys take care. All right. Bye.